Journey Day 11, Morning.
This morning I am very much thankful for Mr. Asaurus and Mr. Grainstone. Last night, before turning down, we decided to split out some watches as we are now landed on a mysterious land and do not know what dwells here. However, as expected, Mr. West and Fire Whisk refused to take a watch in a brazen dereliction of duty. Luckily, Elora agreed to fill a slot, so we split into 2-hour-long sections each. Before my watch, at around midnight, early morning, Mr. Asaurus woke us as he saw what he believed to be something flying toward the ship. I took upon to warn the captain and went atop with Mr. Grainstone and Mr. Asaurus with Mr. West and Fire Whisk close behind. We made it to deck just in time to see a creature of a horrible dark tar-like quality, while also seemingly stretched from the darkness between the stars, flap down and take one of the crew from the nest. We were very quickly set upon then, fighting in earnest. For a while, we seemed in charge of the battle, with everyone rallying well and focused around Elora and Spag back to back in a beam of pure moonlight. However, slowly the tide turned against us. I lost track of the battle as several cat-like creatures crept onto the deck. I then had to expend nearly every bit of magic I could to keep Spag up, as he took several wounds which could have been fatal if untended immediately. Mr. Grainstone was also struck thus, and I was able to spare my very last bit of magic to get him up. I stepped forward, trying to distract the cat creatures to give Spag a chance to catch his breath. We did what we could for now, fighting cautiously, or where our resources were near spent. I could hear Mr. West and Fire Whisk letting off fire behind us, trying to take down the flying creatures. Eventually, just one of the flying monstrosities was left. It seemed to then take note of its allies being down, and showing some deeper intellect turned and fled. We regrouped and Mr. Grainstone informed us he had seen a flash from the distant ruins. We agreed to head that way in the morning and return to our rest. My watch so far has passed uneventfully.
Journey Day 11, Afternoon.
We have journeyed to the ruins now. We have taken Alan along, but Elora and Omar have stayed with the ship. Along the way, Mr. West flew up and gave us a lay of the land, noting an entrance off to the side of the structure. However, this caused some tensions between him and Fire Whisk, who believe we could already determine is as we were walking downhill. We made good time, and not long before we arrived there was another bright flash of light, which seemed to startle, or summon perhaps, some large lizards, which fled from the sight. When we got there we tried to understand its magics, which seemed separate from the weave we are used to. We did determine that it seemed to channel magics into a chamber of crystal in the middle, however could not riddle its purpose. We decided then to head inside the structure, to see if we could find its purpose within. We went in cautious, however it seemed this place was empty. It was a large greenhouse, filled with exotic plants similar, but not the same as plants we know. We explored the area and I noticed an ark with steps down. I snuck off to see what I could find, and came across a barren round room. The only thing of interest was a large copper dome, with what appeared to be a hand-sized plate in the middle. I inspected it and put my hand onto the plate, but nothing happened. I then called in the others, who gave it a look over, but found no new information. Surmising the handhold was perhaps a button, we asked Spag to press it in, as he is by far the strongest of us. It turns out, this was a guardian of some kind. It fell off the wall and transformed into some kind of mechanical beetle, powered by a crystal floating in its base. We drew in close and fought it, Spag again taking near mortal wounds which required me to throw all my healing ability at him. We waged war against this beetle and the strange orbs it summoned, and managed to strike it down. The crystal powering it shattered, releasing more of the strange magics. A door began to form on the wall behind the beetle's roosting place, and has since grown open. We are taking a few minutes to breath, which is why I am now writing this to remember it fresh. We shall venture inwards soon to see if we can unravel the mystery at the core of these ruins.